Welcome everybody to Indiana. Today is the first day of my major pruning this season. This will be my first fruit tree pruning season, and I was a little bit, scared or skeptical on what to do. I've read a couple of books and watched all the YouTube videos and done the master gardening classes. I still wanted to get some outside help, so I actually went to a contact through the master gardeners here in this county. Told me about the website Trees Are Good, which is kind of a goofy name, but that's how I got in contact with a certified arboriculturist, to get the term right. But she was kind enough to drive up and spend about an hour of her time with me, and she really put my fears to rest that a lot of these trees will have no problem coming back. They have solid root systems and they're in a pretty diverse and healthy landscape. So I'm going to check out a couple more peach trees, and that might be enough for my little heart to handle. So I'll be doing that. I'll show you how I'm doing it, and hopefully this will help you get through maybe some of your fears. So stay tuned. This is the first tree that I had done, and this was taken off the main trunk, which was quite a lot of material, much more than the 30% that I'd seen in other videos. And then this came from this side right here on the right, and I just decided to leave some of this on here. The main reason why I'm cutting these now and why I'm cutting them so short is I want their canopy to be at about 8 foot or below. So I can always trim these branches later on, but if I keep letting this one grow, these lower branches won't be able to have time to flesh out and grow as much as I might want them to. So we have ones that pretty much ring, so I should have main branches that are pretty equidistant to each other. This one here is one of my oldest peach trees, and it's actually on the south side of my property, so that means it gets morning sun, and it's kind of a good conversation piece for perhaps this tree could stand to be a little bit higher or taller, which actually works out because instead of cutting it at knee high, I may just be cutting it off possibly here, that way, and then I'll have to trim off some of these other branches. I'll show you what that looks like. But what I'm trying to do is keep the branches lower, not create too much shade, but also give it plenty of places for it to rebud out, rebranch out, to have more growth. Because obviously a lot of this stuff needs to just be trimmed out because they're in the way and they're going to end up rubbing on each other, things like that. So even, you got this branch that comes out, but then I can't have this on there and I can't have that on there, can I? As far as I know, if I can keep this main branch, I'm not sure about that bud. I might just have to cut that off completely. And it's trees like this. The last tree was pretty simple and obvious, it seemed like to me, but this one, with all the competing branches and all that, it's really kind of confusing. I mean, I could just cut this off, prune the tree to here, and be okay with it. So I've moved on from that other tree because that was a little too complicated for me. So right in here is about knee height. I'm going to keep this branch at the top because that one faces towards me. I'll have this one that goes to the left, this one that goes to the right. This one will get chopped down or cut, and then I'll just clean up some of this other stuff and see what that looks like here in a month or two. Need 2 hands. What I was actually supposed to have was a pruning saw, so that was kind of bad of me. But we'll clean that up with a saw. I think I have one. If not, I'll have to go buy one before I start making any too many problems here. And I'll clean all this up. Now, I'm sure everybody here has watched a bunch of different pruning videos, and I'm sure this should be like lower down at a different angle and things like that. This will have to be snipped. But I'm trying to record and do it at the same time, so I'll come back through and clean that up. But this is basically just to show you that even though I cut off 2/3 of the tree, it'll still have plenty of ways for it to leaf out and gather more sun energy, and it'll still be able to bear fruit. Here's the final product. Please let me know in the comments if you disagreed with any of my cuts. I think that's a fair attempt at pruning a peach tree. We'll see how it goes in the summer, and we'll trim it in the middle of summer. So I find that pruning trees is causing me quite a bit of anxiety. So I'm just trying to make it through this video. I don't really think that I'm killing any trees, and I don't think I'm really making any mistakes. However, it is a lot of drastic things, and this is, you know, if these 3 trees die, I mean, who are you going to blame other than the guy that cut off 2/3 of the branches? So I'm going to do one more tree, and then I'm going to go back, do my homework, and take a nap. This tree I'm actually not going to prune today because it's a little more complex than the other ones, because there's a couple of other variables that I need to take into account, which includes maybe I'll make it higher, the initial cut higher, because this is the north side of my property. So I would be shading out a rock rose and, you know, and really stuff that really doesn't grow, the grasses and stuff like that. So this one might be a little bit taller, but it's also a good tree to point out because it still has these rubber straps on there, and it's literally choking my tree. So those definitely need to be removed, and I'll pick one more peach tree before I end this video here. Hey, this is actually a bonus. I don't know if anybody here book Grow a Little Fruit Tree, but this is one of the examples that she was kind of talking about. So here's a contender peach tree, this one right here, and it has died. However, it is shooting up growth from below the graft, which possibly would be the reason why the contender peach tree died, because these were sucking out all the energy. Now rabbits have been trying to help us out, so who knows how tall those actually were. I remember this summer when I was looking at it, this seemed to be doing okay and these were going up, and I wasn't sure what to do. Maybe if I had cut these down, this contender peach would have lived. But that was one of the points that the author had made in Might Grow a Little Fruit Tree, was that once you graft one tree onto another rootstock, it's always going to be competing against another tree. This not only decreases the viability or the chances of success, but you're also relying on a dwarf or a smaller root structure for a tree that might grow to be too big for it. So the pruning overhead would be the way to manage the size of a tree, not by grafting on to a different rootstock. It's gonna be it for me today. I've been sick with the flu the last couple of days, and it was really nice to have that lady come over and show me how to, just to, get over my initial fear of pruning stuff. It was nice to have that encouragement, and I will continue more on, maybe after I get my strength up, maybe eat some food. So I hope everybody's ready to be pruning in February, because this is the month, at least in Indiana. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. All right, bye-bye.